Usually when it's a new employee, of course, look at the resume. My vetting process is I make sure if I see familiar companies like clients or companies that, for example, if I'm looking for conveyor work or conveyor electricians, I look at what companies they have worked for, name of the supervisors. I also got to make sure I check the reference with the supervisors. And then I ask the employee what type of work they have done, what type of areas, where, like, is it like a Amazon, is it FedEx?
Asking them what they've done lately, looking at some of the companies that they've worked for in the past, which is big for us in the conveyor world because we do work with a lot of the subcontractors that are in that sector, so we do know a good wealth of them and what projects they're working on and where they've been, and we've probably had people working right beside these guys in the field as well, so you can kind of get some good reference checks here and there.
And I also like to see a resume as well. I know anybody can come up with the golden resume, as you say, but I always like to see that somebody took the time to really map out what they've done, who they've worked for. References,
that's a huge one, is calling people that they've worked for before, and also just regular personal references are huge too.
Another example that works for me, I usually ask these guys a few questions about the job. For example, if it's electrical, do you know how to run EMT or rigid conduit? How do you do a 90 on EMT or in rigid? How do you do a 3-point saddle? How do you do a 4-point saddle? Do you know the high voltage colors, low voltage? Those are just a few examples, some of the questions that I usually ask some of the guys.
Big one for me is I like to ask guys what motivates them. And if I'm asking a potential employee, hey, what motivates you? And his response is, there's no sense of urgency to want to go work. But if somebody, I ask that question to and they're like, I've got 2 kids at home that depend on me. I've got a wife. I've got this, this brand new car, or I want this lake house, whatever it may be. I like to see what motivates guys.
It is getting a little tighter these days, but sometimes you can't go always off of what a resume has to say. And some guys look great on paper, and sometimes they don't work out. And then sometimes a guy doesn't look so good on paper, and he's the best employee that you get. You have to have genuine conversations with these people and get to know them a little bit better and take a chance on some of these, especially in the tight market that we're in now. It's not a time to be overly choosy. It's not a time to be overwhelmed with multiple interviews. You have to give people a chance to see what they can really do.